I want to challenge you guys with something. Think deeply about what you want in life. And then scrap all that and throw it the fuck in the garbage. Because sometimes you just haven't heard the right perspective on life. Sometimes you don't know there's another way of living until someone has completely shattered your realization and your outlook on life. So, in this video, I'm going to try to shatter that belief. I'm going to give you some realizations that I've had that have just changed everything. And some you might have heard of, some you might not have heard of. But you'll never know until you watch this whole video. So stay around to the end. And at the end, I'll give you a little opportunity. So, let's get into it. So let's start this video off telling you what my perspective was on life before I got into the online space and started talking to the people that I talk to on a daily basis. It was a completely different life. I thought that the only way to make good money was, and to be successful in general, was to work at a job for someone for an extended period of time, and then you get the benefits. You get maybe a raise, you get to be a manager or whatever. I thought that was high rolling baller shit at one point. And then I realized that if you're working for somebody, you're basically working to make someone else rich. That's pretty much what it is to the core of it. You can think of it in many different ways, but you're really just working to make someone else rich if you're working for somebody. Because they're on the top, and you might just be right down from the bottom, but you're still a little bit below. So that was one of the first things that really shattered the way I thought of it. I always thought, like, yeah, if you start a business, you work hard and you're starting a business. I didn't really think too deeply into it. But the more I start my own business, and the more I help other guys grow their businesses, then that's when I realize, holy shit, if you're working for somebody at any scale, you are essentially just working to make someone else rich, to make someone else more rich. But the thing is, if you don't mind the job you're doing, and you actually get fulfillment, and you like the person that you're making rich, you like the person that you're helping to get rich, then keep on doing it. But if that is a thing that really just digs at your soul and really just affects you in a negative way, then stick with me, because we're going to get more deep into this rabbit hole. But get out of it. That's what I'm saying with this. Get out of it. Don't be in a situation that you don't like. If you don't like being in a certain situation, you have all the power that you need to get out of it. And that leads us to my other second realization, which I've had recently. Cranking some jazz right here. It's getting a little loud. Jazz gets quiet, and then it gets loud just abruptly. So now it's quiet again. And I can barely hear it. But the second realization is, when you're trying to figure this stuff out, you're a lot more things than you think you know. Now let me get more into this. This is what is changing my life every single day. You really, to the core of it, you know exactly what you need to do to get out of your situation. And there's a little protocol that I use. I'm still figuring out the name, but it's basically a protocol where you can go into your own emotions and into your own mind and really figure out things, figure out the next steps and what you really want, without having to ask people left, right, and center, like asking people all the time, how do I do this, how do I do this, how do I do this, or going online and watching endless YouTube videos, how do I do this, researching, whatever it may be, however you get your information. Because if you think about it, just think about it for a sec. Humor me. If there was the information out there that you could grab to make yourself rich and make yourself achieve all the things, wouldn't you have already done it? Wouldn't you have already done it? Wouldn't you have typed in ChatGPT and just like, hey, how do I get rich? You know, how do I make this specific thing that I'm working on? Say you're in sales. How do I make sales make me rich? And then it would give you the answer. Wouldn't you already be rich? Wouldn't you already be successful if you were using ChatGPT or just Google or whatever to look up that information you need? All the information's out there. But what we really don't think about is, well, what information do we have already inside our brains? Now, this may sound all wooey. Please keep an open mind, and I'm going to give you the protocol right now because it's changing my life. So, very, very simple, but you have to put in the work every single day, and that's the hard part. The hard part is consistency with this protocol. That's why most people don't accomplish this shit. It's because they don't do it every day. They do it once and they're like, oh, I feel good, and then they forget about it, or they just think that they're too good for it. And that's something that I struggle here and there with this protocol, to be honest, even though I know that it works. Sometimes I struggle. I'm like, I'm too good for this. I'm busy. I need to get my stuff done. I need to get this coaching done. I need to make more money and change more lives and just expand all this stuff. And I have to stop myself and say, hey, the reason why I'm successful is because I do this protocol. So without me yapping too much, I'm going to run you through it really quickly. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, so it's very, very simple, but the hard part, like I said, is doing it every single day. That's what makes it hard. So you got to sit up straight, because we all need good posture, and you really need good posture when you're doing this, because it's an exercise, and like all exercises, you get better at it the more you do it. That's why you have to do it every single day, and it becomes automatic to a certain point. So you sit up straight, hands, palms down on your lap, flat. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to breathe out through our mouth. We're doing all the breathing with our stomach, a little bit at the chest, but mostly with the stomach. That's how we're naturally supposed to breathe. Breathe with the stomach, the diaphragm we call it, especially in singing. And let's start. So breathe out through your mouth very, very deeply. Notice how the shoulders, they drop down. A lot of guys say breathe in first. If you breathe in, the shoulders go up, tenses the body. We want to be relaxed to get in that right state. The state is everything, guys. So breathe out. And then, once you're fully exhaled, you breathe in through the nose. And then you hold for 5 seconds. After the 5 seconds, you exhale. And you do that about 7 times. Give yourself 7 times. You should be feeling really freaking good. All my clients that I get them to do this exercise to get ready for our calls, they tell me that they feel high, but in a good way, where they can actually, function like even better than they've ever functioned before, mentally and physically and everything. And they feel that high sensation of like, holy shit, yeah, let's party. I choked myself up for a second. And that's just it. That's getting your state up the natural way. It's all natural stuff. We're not doing anything unnatural. This is all natural stuff. After you get your state up like that, this is what you want to do. You want to just sit with whatever you're feeling. You're feeling at the moment. Say you're trying to work on something, you're totally confused. You're like, where the fuck do I go from here? You're feeling anxious. That's what I feel a lot when I'm confused and like overwhelmed and shit. Feeling anxious. Well, you just sit with that feeling. Where do you feel it? You feel it here. You feel it in your stomach. I feel it in my stomach a lot. In the head. You're getting a headache. Feel all the feelings. But then remove the labels. Remove the label of anxiousness, anxiety. And then, if you choose to, you can put a positive label on it. Instead of saying anxious, it's like, you can label it, I'm excited because I'm trying to figure out my life. I'm trying to make more money. I'm trying to date beautiful women, more beautiful women, and go on amazing dates. Whatever it may be. Replace that feeling. Replace that negative emotion with a better feeling. And then just still stay in it. Observe the feeling. Just soak and marinate in that feeling and let it just wash over you until it kind of fades away a little bit. And then you want to start recalculating your thoughts. So say you're overwhelmed and you're trying to figure stuff out, just think, okay, what do I know right now? Just focus on what you know right now. It's like, okay, I know, say you're trying to do e-commerce. That was one of the first businesses I tried. I know that I needed a shop. So how do I open a shop? Boom. You just sign up for the shop website. Usually it has the first steps. You just follow the steps. You get the shop set up. Okay, now I got a shop. Now what? Recalculate. Bring the state in. Get rid of that anxiousness. Get excited. Okay, I got the shop. I need some products on it. Hell yeah! Okay, where do I get these products? And it just kind of leads. And then while you're doing all this, you have to change your identity up. And it goes kind of hand in hand with the recalculating. Because you ask yourself, when you upgrade your identity, what would the best version of myself do in this situation? Well, for one thing, he would continue going down the steps of setting up that e-commerce shop. And he wouldn't give up. He would keep going and be consistent with it. He wouldn't stop until the job is done. And just keep doing this protocol over and over again. And it's going to change your life. So that's all that needs to be said with the protocol. If you have any questions, comment on this. Send me a DM in Instagram. I'll get back to you. Or if you want more in-depth on all this stuff and go really deep, then you can set up a 5-day free discovery call. Link down in the description for the coaching to set that up. Or you can buy, I also have a book that documents my 3 to 4 year journey on a lot of this stuff. You can pick that up too. Whatever suits your situation. But we'll end this video on one last thing. Now, nothing matters, and I mean nothing matters, if you're doing something that you don't want to do. If you're doing something just because someone else has done it, and you're like, that guy's done it, like, I'm going to just do that too, and you blindly go in, really have a stop to think. And think, am I doing these things because I truly want to do them? Or am I doing these things because some guy that I think is cool is doing them? Really stop and really think. And using this protocol that I just showed you will really help in that as well. It's the cornerstone to all this stuff. To just realizing what's going on in here. What you really want. Letting everything fade away and just being left with authenticity. Just the pure reality of your situation. And even more so, to get into the pure reality of your situation, cut out all drugs and alcohol, because they're just a mask that also cover everything up. So that's another bonus I'm going to throw in there for you. It all works better if you have no substances. Trust me. I don't think I'm ever going to drink again, because the beauty behind what happens in your life when you don't touch alcohol or weed or anything like that ever again, it's crazy. And looking at myself on camera, like I was just off a podcast about an hour or two ago, and we both stopped drinking. The guy that I was doing the podcast with and we both stopped drinking. We both agree. We both look at each other in the cameras and are like, man, we both think we look younger because of it, and more youthful, and just the intelligence and the the progress that we make in life is just so much better. So I'm giving that one to you for free. But let's just end it by saying, do what you want to do. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because life is too short. And if someone tries to get you to do something you don't want to do, find a way. If you're working a 9-to-5 job or something, and you're forced in that situation to have to answer to somebody, and you don't, then just work hard to get out of that. And once you're out of it, then you can tell everyone to suck eggs. So I think that's how that saying goes. But anyway, we'll end it there. That's usually the sign that the video's done, when I start saying stupid shit. But hope you guys found this video amazing. I had so much fun doing this, because it comes with a place of authenticity. This shit just comes to you when you get doing all the things that I was saying in this video. So, God bless you, legends. Go forth and conquer. Start a legacy of your own, and grip it and rip it. Just seriousness.